Good morning, Tigers. Welcome to lunch. Mr. Corley and I wanted to talk to you about kind of the positives and negatives of one lunch and what we can do to ensure that we have one lunch next year. So first off, why is one lunch such a big deal? So during one lunch, you can be with all of your friends. Next year, you may have your best friend who's in a different lunch than you, and that'd just be too bad. Also, clubs can get together in one convenient time at lunch. Before school, clubs have to conflict with people who don't have first period or people who are in 0 hour. And after school, they have to compete with things like other sports and after school activities. It's a time that's easy to meet with your teachers to do things like making up quizzes and making up tests and getting help on things like homework. Also, we can have volleyball and spike ball and other tournaments at lunch that we used to have before but couldn't this year because of the two lunches. In general, one lunch is definitely a lot better than two lunches for tons and tons of reasons. So we want to do everything that we can to make sure that next year we can have one lunch. But there's a couple reasons why one lunch is difficult. It's a lot harder for our nutrition services to feed all of the school at one time versus two times. So we need to make sure that we're being respectful for all of them and making sure we're going through that line super quick. Also, when we go from eating lunch in just the commons to eating lunch in the commons and the main building, that provides a lot more space for our custodians to make sure that they keep up with the mess that we make. So once again, we need to be respectful to nutrition service and make sure that we are not leaving a mess for our custodial staff.
All right, thank you, Will. Appreciate that. Great advice and words of encouragement and words of wisdom for our Lewis and Clark student body. We still are going to be a closed campus, meaning students during this single lunch time, you must remain on campus. As Will mentioned, you can eat anywhere on the ground floor. You'll have access to being able to eat outside on our beautiful patio area. So let's be very hopeful that we have warmer weather. You'll be able to eat throughout the main building. I know some of you may work out situations where you get permission from teachers and advisors to be in their rooms during this lunchtime. But again, make sure you have permission from those teachers to be able to do that. We need you to clean up, okay? Please have grace with your space, meaning clean up after yourself. There are garbage cans throughout the building. Yes, that requires you to pick up your food, your milk cartons, your garbage, your lunch sacks, and you may have to walk a couple of feet to find a garbage can, but please let's work very hard to keep our school as clean as possible. We still only have the same number of custodial staff, not additional to clean up. We know you can do that and help take care of our building. We also need to make sure that we are taking care of our restrooms. We've had issues throughout the last few weeks, throughout this school year, where we've had to lock the restrooms due to flooding, due to other situations in there. And that just puts such a bind on our entire school when we're only down to 1 or 2 restrooms that are open, and we're a school of 1,850 students. With that, Tigers, I totally believe we can make this work. It can be a success. Yes, we may have bumps and things that we can learn along the way, but let's learn them together and work to improve on those to where each day is better, so that I can advocate for you, for our school, if we decide we want to move forward next year with a single lunch. It depends on you, it depends on me as your principal, it depends on our entire staff. I believe together we can show that we can do this here at Lewis and Clark High School.
Yes.
Go Tigers.
Once again, this is a test. If we are clean and respectful, we will get rewarded with one lunch. Have a great day.